Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm here to finish. My bad, y'all. I'm here to do my sermons that I did not do yesterday. So this is going to be for March the 19th, 2023. For Sunday, we'll be reading Acts chapter 23 in the New Testament. Y'all should already know who they are. And if I have to stop, I will. So let's begin. Paul, looking steadfastly at the council, said, Brothers, I have lived before God in all good conscience until today. The high priest Ananias commanded those who stood by him to strike him on the mouth. Then Paul said to him, God will strike you, you whitewashed wall. Do you seek to judge me according to the tower and commanding me to be struck contrary to the law? Those who stood by said, Do you malign God's high priest? Paul said, I didn't know, brothers, that he was high priest. For it is written, You shall not speak evil of a ruler of your people. But when Paul perceived that the one part was Sadducees and the other Pharisees, he cried out in the council, Men and brothers, I am a Pharisee, a son of Pharisees. Concerning the hope and restoration of the dead, I am being judged. When he had said this, an argument arose between the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and the crowd was divided. For the Sadducees say there are no restoration, nor angel, nor spirit, but the Pharisees confess all of these. Okay, my second daughter. Got the machine, I think. A great clamor arose, and some of the scribes of the Pharisees part stood up and contended, saying, We find no evil in this man, but if a spirit or angel has spoken to him, let's not fight against God, okay? When a great argument arose, the commanding officer, fearing that Paul would be torn in pieces by them, commanded the soldiers to go down and take him by force from among them and bring him into the barracks. The following night, the Lord stood by him and said, Shut up, Paul, for as you have testified about me at Jerusalem, so you must testify also at Rome. When it was day, some of the Judeans banded together and bound themselves under a curse, saying they would neither eat nor drink until they had killed Paul. There were more than 40 people who had made this conspiracy. They came to the chief priests and the elders and said, We have bound ourselves under a great curse to taste nothing until we have killed Paul. Okay? Now, therefore, you with the council inform the commanding officer that he should bring him down to you tomorrow, as though you were going to judge his case more exactly. We are ready to kill him before he comes near. Okay, this is all about Kia and Michael, okay? I guess Michael is Paul in this, okay? Because we do drink Paul, my son. Anyway, that's the point, though. But the whole point is, I told you, the older people, they watched them do it. They wasn't actually in the house. They watched it, though. See? So Shanice did want to take Gina place. But Paul's sister's son heard they were lying in wait, and he came and entered into the barracks and told Paul. Well, Paul could be them new demons that got summoned up. Paul summoned one of the centuries and said, Bring this young man to the commanding officer, for he had something to tell him. Because you know, Kia got a friend brother, which is Quando, aka Ken. Ken knew about this the whole goddamn time. I didn't even know that. He said he knew that his sister died like his first sister. Okay, so he took him and brought him to the commanding officer and said, Paul, the prisoner, summoned me and asked me to bring this young man to you. He has something to tell you. The commanding officer took him by the hand and going aside asked him privately, "What is it that you have to tell me?" He said, "The Judeans have agreed to ask you to bring Paul down to the council tomorrow, as though intending to inquire somewhat more accurately concerning him. Therefore, don't yield to them, for more than 40 men lie in wait for him. We have bound themselves under a curse to neither eat nor drink until they have killed him. And they are ready, looking for the promise from you." So the commanding officer let the young man go, charging him, "Tell no one that you have revealed these things to me." Cool, this what happened though. That's why when me and Michael walked up in the apartment, them new demons got mad at us, okay? Cause Ken, grown self, and I already talked to him. He called to himself 2 of the centuries and said, "Prepare 200 soldiers to go." They thought we wanted to eat too. No, we don't want to eat out. No, we don't want that. No, stop. We don't want to be a part of that. No. "And prepare 200 soldiers to go as far as Caesarea, with 70 horsemen and 200 men armed with spears at the 3rd hour of the night." Literally, King had to say, "They all right. They the parents." And then when the demons were like, "What the fuck?" He asked them to provide animals, and they might set Paul on one and bring him safely to Felix the governor. I'm getting Shanice for that one. He wrote a letter like this: "Claudius Lius to the most excellent governor, Felix, greetings. This man was seized by the Judeans and was about to be killed by them, when I came with the soldiers and rescued him, having learned that he was a Roman." See, like, them demons are finna kill me and Michael. Well, they gonna kill my ass because Michael's already dead. Desiring, well, they were gonna bring his ass down there with him, so Kenyon had to, they the parents. Desiring to know the cause why they accused him, I brought him down to their council. I found him to be accused about questions of their law, but not to be charged with anything worthy of death or imprisonment. See, when I was told that the Judeans lay in wait for the men, I sent him to you immediately, charging his accusers also to bring their accusation against him before you. Farewell. So to the soldiers carrying out their orders, took Paul and brought him by night to Antipatris. But on the next day they left the horsemen to go with him and returned to the barracks. When they came to the Caesarea and delivered the letter to the governor, they also presented Paul to him. See, so Michael is Paul. When the governor had read it, he asked what province he was from. When he understood that he was from Cilicia, he said, I'm getting the CIA, he said, "I will hear you fully when your accusers also arrive." He commanded that he be kept in Herod's palace. See, they never came back to the apartment though. Okay. So this is all for Acts 23. Okay. Chapter 23 in the New Testament. Hope y'all enjoy. I'm out. Peace.